What's a trade secret you know from working in the beauty industry? I fell in love with pageants when my mom told me how she became a beauty queen when she was only 20. I made my mom repeat that story every night before bed and it soon became my dream. I wanted to follow in her footsteps and make her proud of me, but I also wanted to live lavishly. I wanted to wear the pretty dresses, wear the most expensive high heels, and wear makeup done by professionals. I signed up for a pageant when I was 16 and couldn't wait to make my dream a reality. However, I knew the judges wanted an hourglass body, but I was on the heavier side from eating whatever I wanted, so I started doing everything in my power to meet their standards. That meant skipping breakfast and dinner to become skinny. I would go to bed hungry all the time after only eating 2 almonds for lunch. Counting my calories became a habit, but it was worth it when I lost 2 pounds and my clothes started fitting loose. I did this diet for weeks, but after a while, I could feel the energy drain right out of me. I began to rot in my bed instead of dealing with my responsibilities, which had never happened before. Going to school was the biggest hassle, and I could never concentrate in my classes, so my grades quickly fell from A's to B. I tried to ignore the consequences of my diet because it had been working. I lost all my belly fat and my ribs even began poking through my shirt. My thigh fat was also gone, so they were thinner than ever, but I felt weaker as the days passed. Soon enough, changing my body wasn't good enough because my skin also needed improvements. So, I started doing an 8-step skincare routine that caused my skin to glow immensely. But after doing this for 2 weeks straight, it caused my skin to break out and become dry since I was mixing many products with ingredients I couldn't pronounce. Since it worked at one point, I knew there had to be some solution to fix it full time. All my efforts fell flat, and nothing I did could fix any damage I had caused before the pageant. However, I didn't feel ready to face the judges because I couldn't stop thinking about my terrible skin. To make matters worse, my dresses looked baggy and unflattering because I was built like a box. I looked like a clown because I had been layering tons of makeup on my face to hide my pimples and dry skin. When I finally walked down the runway, my heels were causing me to fall and trip in front of the judges constantly. That was the moment I realized I didn't have the right idea when I starved myself. My arms and legs were all bone and my ribs were visible so you could actually count them. I came dead last and was determined to get back in shape, but that would be harder than anything I had ever done. Even though I desperately wanted to eat more, my body was used to skipping meals so I couldn't keep anything down. I also started losing chunks of hair whenever I brushed. I knew I had to put more effort into eating right if I wanted to prevent my life from getting worse. So, I went online to find a solution, and everything led me to hire a successful pageant coach with a reputation for getting girls to stardom. I told my coach everything, and she thought my methods were unusual. She explained that every girl who has wanted to join a pageant has been nutrient deficient, whether they starve themselves or not. She said that it was nearly impossible to gather all the nutrients necessary from eating regular food, so I only had one option, and that was to start taking essential nutrition shakes. My coach swore they were the only way I would get all my daily nutrients and have a shot at winning a pageant. She decided to give me these by a company I think was called Life Fuel, and explained that it was made of actual whole foods, unlike most others which make it really hard for us to absorb the nutrients we need. I bought a pack of the chocolate and vanilla flavors and hoped she was telling the truth. She was clear that the shakes would give me the energy to do a workout regime she would put me through. It was mostly videos by this YouTuber called Chloe Ting. Everything started to take a turn for the better as I consistently drank my shakes and did my workouts. The shakes gave me protein, greens, fiber, and nutrients, which tricked my body into feeling fed so I was always full and feeling better about myself. As for the workouts, they were toning my body, which showed off the potential I knew I had. I was even getting vitamin B12, which helped me get energy for school so I finally went to my classes. My coach told me this was necessary if I wanted to have a shot at winning a pageant because the judges don't only look at you for looks but also your intelligence. After finally getting proper nutrients, I started to sleep well and my hair grew thicker after it stopped falling out. My skin even cleared up so it looked smooth and radiant. In 4 months, I had a perfect hourglass figure and I was healthy. When my coach saw the new me, she said I was ready to start practicing my walk and dance routine with her. She told me that I must get the fundamentals right before I join a competition. During dress rehearsal, my dresses also fit a bit more snugly this time and I wasn't tripping over myself while walking in heels. I was finally ready to enter a pageant and once I was there, my preparation gave me the confidence to walk the runway. I modeled perfectly, spoke clearly, and danced flawlessly. I was named Beauty Queen, and my coach never let me forget that this was only possible because I took my proper nutrients and exercised daily. And she was correct. It's really just about doing the little things right.